Joe Grover, also known as a goal achievement strategist. Everything in my platform is Rise Above with Patricia Joe Grover. We have the Rise Above show, the Rise Above summits, the Rise Above anthology book series, and so excited now, the Rise Above Project, which is a nonprofit under the umbrella of the Institute for the Advancement of Humanity, which is a 501c3 organization. I also have my Bliss Retreat for women, where women can learn to believe in yourself, love yourself, identify what's holding you back, set free what no longer serves you, and set course on achieving your dreams and goals. The next event is Friday, October 29th and Saturday the 30th from 10 to 2. With the Rise Above Summit that we're all here to watch, we have our level 1 sponsor, Roger Burnley, level 2 sponsors, Albert Quarry, Roger Burnley, Dr. Dolores Fazinio, Sheila Farr. And our level 3 sponsors, Shelley Deckant, Dr. Wendy Labatt, Dr. Liz Eisenring, Dan Capellan, Annie Gibbins, Christiana Totor, and Jessica Koch. And our total sponsor. Let's take a minute to hear from them.
Hello, ladies. If you want to be more, achieve more, and earn more in your world, your time starts now. Be more of the unique and powerful woman you were born to be. Achieve more of what your heart truly desires. Earn more by learning to work smarter and not harder. So what are you waiting for? I invite you to join my tribe by enrolling in one of my online programs. I look forward to helping you make some magic happen in your business and life.
Welcome to the Rise Above Summit. And we have right now the emotional dimension of life. And you may recognize this speaker. It's Annie Gibbins, and she was the sponsor of the emotional dimension of life. Let me tell you a little bit about Annie. She is going to be talking about the secrets of influential and persuasive leadership. Annie Gibbons is a global women's empowerment coach, entrepreneur, speaker, podcast host, and a #1 best-selling author, and a purpose-driven CEO. Annie is the role model for female leadership and embodies the freedom that comes from achieving success on her own terms. Her passion is helping women shift from where they are dwelling to where they want to be. Her coaching academy and courses are therefore framed around helping women who feel stuck, stressed, and overwhelmed to be more, achieve more, and earn more. Welcome, Annie. I'm so happy to have you with us.
I'm so delighted to be back once again with you, Patty. This summit is always fantastic, and I know this one is going to be awesome.
Yes. Oh, so great. So I'm going to let you take over the whole.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
the whole shebang.
Yeah.
The whole shebang. Well, today I'm going to be talking to the summit attendees about one of my favorite topics, which is leadership. And I'm going to share with you some secrets about influential and persuasive leaders, of which I am one. And I know that your summit attendees are definitely on their way to being an influential and persuasive leader. So what does being influential mean to start? It means that you have an impact on or shape how people act or how things will occur. And what does persuasive mean? It means having the ability to make someone want to do or believe in something specific. So that's my kind of leadership, because it's powerful, right? It's super powerful. And this power can be used for good and also bad, by the way. So I'm only going to focus on the good or great use of these skills as I present to you today. So leadership is such an important topic to discuss, as we are all leaders. Even if you don't think you're a leader, you are. Everyone is a leader. We're all just at different stages of a continuum. And so what I will be sharing with you today is it's not as if you go from one space to the next, to the next, to the next. Leadership is actually layered. You get an experience of being a leader, and then you grow your leadership skills and attributes. And that's what I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. So first of all, I invite you to personally reflect as I'm speaking to you. Where are you positioned on your leadership continuum? What intentional steps are you taking to develop your leadership skills? Are you being as influential and persuasive as you want to be in your business and life? And if not, what is holding you back? You see, leadership is about growth. Growth for yourself, for your relationships, your productivity, and your people, those people that you lead. And so as a business and life coach, I'm all about growth and development. And I very much know that leadership is a journey. It's definitely not a destination, and it is definitely a team sport. You cannot lead alone. You see, Patty, even though a fact-based argument can change minds, and I work in a very academic field of health education, what I know is that emotion is actually what drives action. And as an influential and persuasive leader, I value action. Why? Because consistent strategic action leads to epic results. It is exactly how I've seen in my career journey, and those that I've coached and those that I have watched around the globe, those people who impress me, that they're able to consistently and strategically achieve results because they are influential and persuasive leaders. You know, these are the people who make the impossible possible. You know, I often get asked in my work, you know, how did you get the Governor General of Australia to be your patron? How did you get Kirk Pengilly, a rock star, to be an ambassador? How do you, grow your organization and others in a global pandemic? It's because of these consistent, influential and persuasive leadership skills. And the funny thing is that most of us honestly believe that we make our decisions rationally, but we're often unaware of the emotional forces that actually motivate us. So here are some key facts. People are persuaded more by our actions than the facts that we present. It might be sad. You might be thinking it's all in your intellect, but actually they're persuaded by your actions more than the facts. And understanding this principle alone will increase your ability to get more of what you want, both personally and professionally. Or when I'm being polite, becoming a master of persuasion. So let me start by asking you, do you have a strategy for when you need others to say yes? All right. When are you trying to persuade people, like your friends or your boss or a co-worker? At any point, you need to know the principles of persuasion. Here's another key fact. To many people, the word persuasion carries a negative connotation, all right? It suddenly evokes this image of some slimy person who pretended to be your friend and then left you high and dry as soon as they got something that they want. So often people don't like the word persuasion or being a persuasive leader, or even me talking about this today, but persuasion is actually a facet of everyday life. Essentially, persuasion is the ability to get what you want in life and occasionally get others to do what you want as a nice side benefit. So here's what I've learned. People don't always consider the information available when making quick decisions. Okay, and so these shortcuts that I'm going to share with you are what guides their behavior. And we can definitely capitalize on this because let me tell you, marketing certainly knows this very well. Anyone who has a business that relies on marketing needs to understand these shortcuts that people make that you can capitalize on. The first universal principle of influence is reciprocity. This refers to an obligation of where people like to return a favor. Okay, people are more likely to say yes when they think they owe you. All right. So in order to create the need for reciprocity, you must perform the favor first. All right. You can't just sell people. We're not into selling. You have to have, you have to have, you have to have. It is opposite. We actually say, here is a gift. All right. It must be something significant. Often unexpected gifts are the best ones to have. And it certainly helps if it's personalized. So give something away, whether it's your time, your energy, your attention, you help something, even on my website, I'll give you free information pamphlets on different things. I'll give you free discovery calls with me. This is a way to actually say, hey, I'm here for you first, and then we'll see if you actually want something of me. When you approach your life in this way, you're able to create feelings of indebtedness. And that's not a bad thing. Some people can go, well, that's very manipulative. It actually is just life. So once you've created this sense and you've actually just been a great person, a good global citizen, actually nice, then you can ask for what you want, and preferably at a later date, not at that immediate time. The second universal principle of persuasion is scarcity. Okay, put simply, people want more of what they can't have. As soon as I tell you you can't have something, you suddenly want it more. The less available something is, the greater the desire to have it becomes. It's a kind of a strange concept. You're not sitting at home thinking, gee, I'd like something. But as soon as someone says, now you can't have it or it's going to be gone soon, instantly you get activated and go, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out. So when applying this principle, stating the benefits for it are actually not enough. You need to point out what is unique and what the person stands to lose if they fail to see your point, because people fear loss. So we generate a feeling of potential loss. The third principle is all around authority. In order to be influential, you need to establish your credibility. Do you have the authority to even be saying this or asking this of someone else? People love to follow knowledgeable experts. All right. So you need to signal to others, well, what makes you an authority before making your request? People do this in different ways. If I dropped into my general practitioner, he'd have his degrees on the wall, or if a policeman or an ambulance would have their uniform on and it would show a position. I remember when I was a nurse and, the head nurse would always be swishing around with all these extra keys because she obviously had the power to the drug cupboard. And some people, even, it can be quite culturally. I know when I've been speaking in Japan, people will introduce themselves to me with an explanation of the credentials and their experience before we've even done anything. That is really important. So when making decisions, we look for experts to show us the way before that we actually trust them. So in order for you to be believable, you need to take stock in, well, how are you appearing to the other person? What do you sound like? Do you sound credible? Because what you say is, and how you say it, is extremely important when you are trying to be an influencer. There's a whole world around this that I don't have time to present today, which is all about how you package yourself, how you package your product, how you even price your product. I've had people tell me, Annie, your courses are too cheap. Don't limit yourself. If you make them a higher ticket item and have less people in, it becomes more powerful for you. And I kind of agree with that. And that does work with some people. Whereas for me, I'm all about being affordable, global, globally, and really making sure that young women can afford my courses. And then my coaching is appropriately priced. And so my one-to-one coaching. So we all manage these things in our own way. All right. The big thing is that if at this level, you want to make sure that what you are saying is with conviction and it's consistent. You know, people, when they look to you, you are consistently having the same message. So this next principle is all about consistency. People love consistency. You know, we're all creatures of habit. So once they also form an opinion and take action on that, it's also very hard for people to change their opinions. So the way that we approach that in leadership is actually appreciating that that person has made a considered decision at a time and acts in a certain way. Probably 90% of the time their behavior is default. They'll just draw on that automatically. And so what we ask them to do is do micro changes. And once you've done a little bit time and time again, over time, you might then be able to influence change, which is what I do as a change management CEO. You can influence subtle changes by having baby steps, small increments, and that support your purpose. And then over time, build on those to be more serious commitments. And the fifth principle is all about liking. People are much likely to follow people that they know and like. All right. This is the know, like, trust basics. So the more we like someone, the more that we want to say yes, you know, and I'll have people say, I don't know, whatever you want, Annie, I'll just say yes. I want to support you, which is really lovely, but it's showing that this principle has been activated. Okay. This is also why people might share some personal information before a negotiation. They do this because they're trying to say we're a bit the same. They're building rapport and similarity and commonality. You know, this will be where I'll know, and I'll use this, you know, we're both moms, or we've both been in this same space, or we've had these same challenges, and it makes you go, yeah, we're on the same page. We need to work together. And the final principle is all about consensus. It's people like to intimidate other people, particularly if they like what they see. You know, it's kind of like, I want to be where the party's at. So what I do in my business is I actually make us we're the party that everyone wants to be at, right? Because I know that that is really influential. So if you want someone to do something, you have to show that you are doing it or other like people are doing it. All right. So people look to the actions and behaviors of others to determine how they themselves should behave. You know, so they'll be thinking, oh, that looks really fun. That looks really interesting, whatever. Do I actually want it? Are other people that I value, like, trust at that same party, using that same product, being with those people? You don't always have to rely on your own ability to persuade others. Those of you who are still developing this, you can also rely on what other people are doing in similar situations. And so this is what I did when I first started my Transformation Academy and my global tribe of women who are now supporting each other and encouraging each other and keeping each other accountable. When I didn't actually have an academy, I actually had to say, oh, this is really, really important. People around the world, women are now grouping up. They're collaborating together. They're making things happen. And so therefore we're going to do that same thing, right? So you can imitate that yourself in your business to actually start making that happen. And that's been a great thing about my tribe. So getting as close as possible to your audience that you're trying to reach is super important. And that's the value. So those of you who haven't yet joined a tribe that supports you, definitely do that. Pick one that resonates with you, because when you are close in reach of those people who you're learning of their leadership skills, their influential skills, their persuasiveness, it's really important that you become close to them. So let's have a little look now at how these tips actually feed into a leadership paradigm. All right. So I started by saying that we are all leaders, right? We all have the opportunity to grow our leadership skills and to have an incredible influence on this world. All right. And so my journey, where as I became a leader, I sort of like going, how did I become a leader and when did I become a leader? It was probably the first time when I suddenly became a youth group leader. And then I then was a nurse and I had to lead others on my ward, or I then became a mom and I'm leading my kids as a mom. And, then suddenly I'm coaching soccer teams and I became a manager in a nursing school. I became a senior manager and then now I'm C-suite manager. And so, you are a leader at different stages of your life. It just happens. So no one can actually say that they're not a leader, but it's definitely a journey and we're all on a journey to become better leaders. So how do the levels work? What's all that about? What I do want to say is that the levels actually go up. You don't sort of go out and develop those things. They actually layer. All right. So let's have a look at how they stack up. The first little level, like when I became a youth group leader, you suddenly go, oh my gosh, I'm leading this group. All right. This is usually the result of just being given a position of authority. And actually, there's no ability or effort to achieve this. Sometimes it can actually be accidental, right? You can just find yourself in a leadership position. Sometimes you actually strive to go, I'm going to step up and become a leader. So this is that real entry level. And what we find here is that people only follow you because they believe that they have to. All right. So if you're leading that group, they go, well, I better do it because this person is in charge of me and I better follow them. All right. There's nothing wrong with having this leadership position, but there's everything wrong with relying only on that position to get people to follow you. All right. Because it only works while you have that position. All right. This is the bad boss situation. You go, oh, this person's bossing me around. I've got to do everything they say. But as soon as they're not that boss anymore, you're like, yeah, they're horrible. I would never follow them again. Okay. But it's a starter. And so even if you're an accidental leader at this stage of your life, start learning to actually realize, people are following you because they have to. But you also want to start learning, well, how do I then go to that next level? And then what is that next level? All right. The next level, I was actually going to share with something else so I'll just pop that in. The funny thing that I have noticed at this basic level is it doesn't work with volunteers. I've been working for volunteers for many years, and volunteers are actually a bit cheeky. So even if you've got that position, even if you've got that baseline position, they actually go and say, well, it's not automatic that I have to follow you because I don't have to follow you. So that one's been a really key fact that I've learned along the way, that go, oh, even at that base level, people have choice, and you want to have people follow you because they don't have to, they want to. So here's your top tip. Use this time to learn to lead yourself. Use this time to listen and observe and get feedback so that you are ready to go to that next level. And the next level is based on relationships. At this time, people choose to follow you because they want to. They don't have to, they want to. So instead of feeling like someone has to lead you, they actually give you permission to lead them. And this is very different, okay? So to grow at this level, you actually have to like people. All right. I know that sounds really funny, but for it to work, you have to know the people that you're leading. You have to start connecting with them. You can't lead without people, which means that you actually have to learn how to lead people well. So when you like people and treat them as individuals who have value, everyone likes to be valued, you start developing a positive influence on them. The trust grows, and you usually, the result of that will be respect if you do it well. And we all actually know that we've achieved some goal when people respect us. And the environment becomes more positive, whether you're at home or at work or even volunteering, it's a lot more fun because it suddenly starts feeling more equal. Okay, I have to follow them in a way, but I kind of want to. I want to be led by this person. There's a bit of reciprocity there, right? Okay, it definitely feels good. The next level, once you start layering up, is a really great place to be. The best leaders know that they get more value when they motivate other people to get things done. So you don't just lead them, tell them what to do. You actually go, oh my gosh, we are kicking some goals here. We're getting some things done. And so that's what this level's about. It's about building your influence and your credibility to produce results. People still follow because they want to, and they do it because they have a relationship with you. So this one's all about getting a track record of actually being credible, having things happen that people go, if I'm with this person, amazing things will happen. And as a change management CEO, this is exactly what I rely on. I rely on people going, well, Annie's done this at 2 organizations, 3 organizations, 10 organizations. I want to be led by her, and I also want to get things done with her, and I want to start learning from her. All right. So the morale improves, profits go up, turnover goes down, you start achieving some goals. And what I love here is that buzz that people go, oh my gosh, this is actually a really fun place to be. You're a lot more productive. And you also get to a stage where you can tackle tough problems. You can start being more honest with each other, and you can face some real challenges together. And I'm all about authenticity. So leading and influencing people in this area actually allows us to bring out our truth, and it's also a lot more fun because you have a bit of a giggle because people take off their armor and the team rises to this new level of woohoo and fun and effectiveness. So that you can see these layers are starting to stack up. All right. So the next level, once you've actually got to that stage, is all about people development. It's actually about scalability. It's about learning to clone yourself in a way. All right. The goal at this level is to identify and develop as many leaders as you have in your team, in those people around you, and investing them to help themselves grow. And that will then help you and your business grow. Okay, the reason is simple. When there's more leaders, there's more that you can achieve. You can achieve your mission, your hopes, and your dreams because there's only one of you. But when you have this team working and you've led them in a way that is all towards your future vision or mission, you can achieve incredible things. Plus, as a side, I always tell my team they make me look so much better than I am because they're all acting in their full leadership zone, and therefore it's scalable, and the whole organization looks better because of it, which is not just looking better, it is better. It's making a big difference. I'm a CEO of an eye health charity, so I'm actually all about helping people save sight. I don't want to just be busy. I actually want to make sure that people are actually benefiting. They're getting incredible outcomes from the work that we do. So the people that you start developing, some of them will have great potential, some of them a bit rough diamond, but the principle is still the same. You want to bring out the best in people. You want to invest in them so they can then obviously grow and develop themselves and be the best version of themselves, but they will also help you reproduce yourself if you like. All right. So the added bonus there also as a life coach is that you also have lasting friendships. You've reached that level in your networks that you go, oh my gosh, I'm not just doing it for the job. I'm not doing it for a specific reason. I actually just love working with this person. I love leading this person. I love being around them. And that is a real gold nugget destination for you to find. All right. So it's all about investing in these people and making sure that other people become a priority and taking intentional steps every day to help them grow. And when you do this consistently, you will then finally reach the highest level. John Maxwell calls it the pinnacle. All right. Imagine the best leaders around the world, the best of the best, and they're hard to find sometimes, right? Because it requires them as individuals to have invested and been intentional in developing their skills in this way. They know they're there for the long haul. They know it's a team sport and they work at this. And this is where I love that John Maxwell quote that says, persuasive communication involves enthusiasm, animation, audience participation, authenticity, and spontaneity. And you can see now when you're imagining those people in those leadership positions Do they actually act like that? Are they enthusiastic about what they do, who they are, what they sell, what they produce, what amazing things are possible? Do they actually just make you lift? Are they animated about that? Anyone who is excited about something, they'll suddenly just get all woohoo. They get animated, all right? It brings out their personality. It brings out their why. And this is absolutely essential if you want people to actually know, like, trust you, follow you, be led by you. They have audience participation. It's not all about them, all right? In fact, it's very little about them. It's mainly about what problem they solve for people, how they serve people, how people are engaging with them. They are allowed to be authentic. They're not copying anyone else. I've often been flattered by people who have come to me and said, Annie, I want to be a leader just like you. And that's really lovely and such an incredible compliment. But what I automatically say back, sorry, sweetheart, I'm already taken. I want you to be the best leader that you can be. Who were you born to be? I want you to be your authentic self, because that will allow you to do amazing things. It's not a copycat situation, all right? And amazing leaders have spontaneity. They're in their zone so much, they're able to then capitalize when something is good or exciting. They can then suddenly activate and switch and bring out the best. Suddenly someone has a great idea and they go, yeah, let's run with that. All right. So if you keep focusing on these sorts of behaviors and you grow yourself at every level, once I said before that it's not about I'm here, I'm a youth group leader, and then I became a nurse, and then I became a mom, and then it's almost like when we focus on them being positions, it's like they actually go, horizontally, but they actually don't. It's a vertical pathway. You build on each level of leadership, and the top people do top things for people personally and professionally. They capitalize, they get those positions, they bring people along, they nurture people, they love people, they bring out their best, which brings out the combined best, and amazing things happen. And this is how those people run top of organizations, incredible, successful businesses. They create opportunities that other leaders don't. They're able to create a legacy of what they do and bring other people along who love and value creating that legacy or leaving that legacy. People follow them because of who they are and what they represent. All right. This is where the word reputation comes in. And as a result, these leaders, when they're at the top of their game, they often even transcend the position they're in. They transcend the organization, sometimes the whole industry. They're actually just their own person. I call that being in your own zone, right? You're just living and breathing who you are, what you love, and it actually just comes across, and it's very generic. It can go across all businesses, all things that you do. You're actually just a top quality leader. So leadership is all about growth, all right? It's about growth for yourself, your relationships, your productivity, and your people. And the great thing is that examples are already set for you, all right? Find leaders that you really think, I would like to be more like them. Find people who you relate to, that you connect with, because they've already given you a GPS. You just need to connect with them, get close to them. This is what I love about my tribe and other women's tribes and other tribes around the world. You can actually have the opportunity to connect with that person and so many other people who are actually similar, like-minded, encouraging, inspiring leaders who you can then continually develop next to. So get close to these people, join their tribe, to progress your leadership. You must know where you are and know where you're wanting to go, all right? Otherwise, anything works, all right? You have to know where you want to go and start following those people. So to finish, I invite you once again to reflect. Where are you positioned on your leadership continuum? Are you focusing at the bottom level, just on the position? Are you actually trying to raise people up? Are you bringing people along? Are you helping them? Are you giving back? Are you actually just flying in your own zone? What intentional steps are you taking to develop your leadership skills? And are they working for you? Are you being as influential and persuasive as you want to be in your business and life? And if not, what is holding you back? Thanks so much for the opportunity to share, Patty. I really love speaking to your listeners today, being able to, hopefully inspire them to go take that next step, be an amazing leader, be the leader that you're actually born to be.
Oh, always a blessing to have you with us, Annie. You can see her website right below. And Annie, do you have any special gifts for our attendees? Oh, Annie, do you have any special gifts?
Oh, sorry, your internet just kicked out.
Oh, I see you. You're still there. Do you have any gifts for our attendees?
Sorry about that. I do have gifts for your attendees. Anyone, just come to my website, anniegibbins.com, and you will get a free discovery call with me. I would love to just hear about you, where you're at. As I said, even in my presentation, that's exactly what I do. I want to give back to you first. I want to hear where you're at, hear how I can help you. It may be me, it may be even someone else. I'm connected to a whole global network of amazing ladies who all have incredible skills and development. So just go to my website. I'm booking for a free discovery call. I look forward to talking to you very soon.
Welcome to the Rise Above Summit, October of 2021. I'm your host, Patricia Jo Grover, also known as a Goal Achievement Strategist. Everything in my platform is Rise Above with Patricia Jo Grover. We have the Rise Above Show, the Rise Above Summits, the Rise Above Anthology Book Series, and so excited now, the Rise Above Project, which is a nonprofit under the umbrella of the Institute for the Advancement of Humanity, which is a 501c3 organization. I also have my Bliss Retreat for women, where women can learn to believe in yourself, love yourself, identify what's holding you back, set free what no longer serves you, and set course on achieving your dreams and goals. The next event is Friday, October 29th and Saturday the 30th from 10 to 2. With the Rise Above Summit that we're all here to watch, we have our level 1 sponsor, Roger Burnley, level 2 sponsors, Albert Quarry, Roger Burnley, Dr. Dolores Fazinio, Sheila Farr. And our level 3 sponsors, Shelley Deckant, Dr. Wendy Labatt, Dr. Liz Eisenring, Dan Capellan, Annie Gibbins, Christiana Totor, and Jessica Koch. And our total sponsor. Let's take a minute to hear from them.